So let's, since we're in this political journey, let's stay there. You're a young guy. It's not just you. This is the first time a president is got this support of young guys, and it's not just for using them. I think one of the things that I have to commend the president for, from having conversations with different people, is that after the guy entered, rumor has it, and the reason I say rumor, because I'm not sure if it's a rumor or not. Rumor has it that there was silence from you guys. I mean, there was silence from the fact that you, Denis Itumbi, Davy, and all the head of State House, I forgot his name, that you were not allowed, that there was no communication. And then one day, himself called and said, where are these guys? Hence why you're not paid for like 2 years.
2 years, we were not on payroll.
Okay, explain the entry into this thing. So,
all right,
he becomes president.
So first of all, so let me just tell the story from back kidogo. So I'm running my company, the main event company. This is the 14th year. We get into this campaign thing, and but the company is failing because I'm so busy running after many other things, and also not very good practices, and some key people in the organization pull out. But I don't care. I'm running after my own dream, and as I run after the other one, a few things are falling apart in my family, my life, and everything. So the company is crashing. My social life is crashing. Whoa. But I'm winning at politics. So we jump, and we're going to State House. Now, even the first time I went to State House, it's another lady who added me on her card as her mister. This is after we've won.
After you've won?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Big up Charlotte Kwena.
After you've won?
Yes.
Homie is in power?
He's in power. But people need to understand one thing, that immediately someone gets to the position of power,
it's madness.
His life changes.
Yep.
He is now owned by the system. So hangers on, this thing of calling him every 2 minutes, that doesn't exist anymore. So we get there and we're like, okay, hey, things are going to be cool. We're going to get contracts. We'll make money. Nothing.
This after the celebration of these guys have won, you're like, ooh, my life has changed as well.
So you're there. I don't have money. I don't have a social setup.
Your life, family is breaking. By this, you're talking about the person you were with at the time.
My marriage.
Your marriage.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I'm at a place of. Now it's a bit confusing, eh? It's bittersweet. So now you don't know where to run to.
Is this affecting your health?
Totally.
Okay.
So then we're told, okay, I know you guys come, let's work. So we go to State. So we're told, okay, we're creating this whole system. We'll give you guys jobo.
So who tells you to come?
So of course the boss calls.
So the boss noticed, hey,
Mike, where are my vijanas? Ebu come. So we go.
Isn't that powerful? The reason I'm lingering on that is because...
Let me tell you.
You've been remembered.
And it's happened a couple of times where he's called. And I tell guys that I try not to over-assume our friendship. I mean, if the president comes here, he will not linger me and go. He will stop and come and say, this is my boy Ted.
We're talking about the person with the highest seat in the land.
Yeah.
In a country of 52 million people.
But remember, Ngati has told me, don't tell the king your problems.
Yeah.
So I don't want to make my problems. I mean, he's after 47 million guys in Kenya. So what this guy asked me, he asked me, Ted, would you want to be the kind of guy that when the president sees, he sees solutions, hope, a future, optimism, resilience? Or do you want to be like everybody else who immediately they see him, they come with a whole list of problems. Anaomba serikali. President Nuyo, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have... Even me, the guys who follow me with that kind of attitude.
You're out. Yeah.
In fact, I duck those guys properly. You know why? Because I also have other problems. You know? So, year one.
Hold on, Ted. And I know this sounds like something trivial that I'm lingering over. But what I'm hearing you say, this guy gets into power. That shift of you are now president completely changes your life. Very few people have understood that. Maybe only 5, the few presidents we've had here. Okay. His dad, Moi, Kibaki, and him.
Yeah.
So, but months passes and then he remembers. This sort of reminds me of Joseph when he told that guy, bro, I've interpreted your dream.
Yeah.
Remember to tell the king.
The king.
So the guy calls you and he's like, where are my guys?
Yes.
And by my guys, he's talking about State House boys.
Yes, we have the team which is called the digital team.
Yes.
Yeah.
PSU.
Yes. You know, it's actually PSU. So it's the digital guys. Mm-hmm. So we go in.
Can you name some of them? Or
David, Dennis, Jemo, of course, the guys who we worked with and came in with.
Sakaja was also part of this.
Sax now, Sax already was in the party.
But Sax
yeah, so him is already
nominated
in.
MP.
So he's already in.
He's okay, he's daddy.
So we start working with the president and the system. I discovered that the system has a way of operating. Like, you won't just walk in there and say, I'll change this, I'll build a hotel. And that's one of the things that I always want guys to understand about government. But government works with systems. And the systems are set up in a way that it can only work with policy. Like, government can't just build a road. There has to be a policy on how those roads is built in that situation.
What role did you guys have when you went into State House?
I think ours was demystifying the presidency.
Aha.
The fact that there are this group of young guys who work here and we're able to go to functions, events, and everything. Me as an MC, I think what really changed was my style. My style is very firm or official. Baby, it's what? What's my style? MC style.
She's also blushing. It's sexy.
Yeah. My style is too different. Mm-hmm. I'm not rigid. Mm-hmm. I won't get caught up with titles. I work for the president, so I introduce the president, and everybody else is included in the other protocols.
Let me ask a question. Didn't that break already the system? The fact that who is this guy and how dare you be the one to introduce the president?
First of all, who the hell do you think you are coming here to just announce like that? You haven't announced me. But I decided, listen, it is the presidential function, is the highest. The rest of you is subjects. So I don't even have to announce you. I work for that guy. So that's the guy who I'm dealing with.
And did he say, this is the guy who will be introducing me?
Yeah. But he's insisted all along through the campaign. Now we're in State House, it's like, where is that guy? You, able to do this.
Wow. And that's what I'm trying to say. Now that he's become the president, yes, during the campaign you could have insisted, but in the place, I've come for a few events at State House, outside there in that field. There's another MC, there's sometimes another MC, and then you would come after that MC.
Showstopper, Ogopa. Eric Omondi should come here and say, you're supposed to be the one to close the show.
So, but
no, I think what happened is different styles. I came in with a very light style that gives a humanity element to the presidency.
Okay. And you explained this.
I don't need to explain it. I think he likes it because you see some things which he kept telling me were things like, for example, we are going for a function and we want to force Nyakinyo dancers down his throat. And he asks, do you know how many times I've seen this group?
Again.
And if you think about it, his dad used to love these guys. So they used to sing at his house every day. So there is nothing new. We'd go to the showground, then he asks, what are we going to see? It gets like, we're going to see those things again. Like just papers, like get flyers. Like he was interested in revolutionizing the way government is seen, the way government works, the way government operates. Like he's like, you can't be ingenious, just create something else. Okay, show me the same paper, but in a different way. is there a way you can express this thing differently?
We're still doing what was being done for my dad. That's crazy.
You know, so I found myself, even the events and how I place the things that happen with him very, very differently. For example, we bring a matatu to State House and we take him in number 3 for the first time to Tao.
Nice.
You know? Yeah, and even the security guys don't know whether to run after them at 3, to dandia it. They don't know how to do it. You know? We go to open 2 rivers and I tell him, so you get into this big guy and go around. I was like, Sawa. You know? So all those things that demystify the presidency were what our responsibility was, how we communicated. We took on the digital world.
In fact, you guys went on social media. We're going to have the convo why he got off. I think as a company, for Up Digital, it was revolutionary for us. When Obama came, the speed at which photos were being done and being put on his social media enabled us to be able to take that and reproduce the event.
I mean, think about it this way. Obama comes, that his team gets here 2 weeks before. And they're rehearsing every day at State House. Not marching, no. How he'll drive in, they count the number of steps to the first person to be greeted. They count the number of steps to the next stage. They count everything. Yet us guys just want things to happen. We have no script, we have nothing, we're just there. No, it just changed everything. It changed our protocol, it changed our security system, it changed everything, how we operate.
Obama's visit.
Yes. And I've been privileged to MC for almost each and every president who's come to Kenya and see them in their element of state settledness and a different one whereby...
See the humanity.
Yes. Obama chose to dance with Saudi Soul. He wasn't told by anyone. He didn't even tell his security. That's why we never have proper pictures of Obama dancing, because even the cameraman was seated.
It was,
It was not. It was spontaneous.
BN has
and maybe he thought or felt that if he tells security, they'll bring issues, check these guys, their family, their record, you know. But I've just seen so much.
Okay, I have to take this thing slowly, because what for you not to be paid for 2 years means it wasn't you weren't in the system. So you guys came in, made this digital department, but this digital department is not in the system.
It's not recognized by the system because it's not there.
Therefore, there's no chums you
there's
guys.
There's no salo. So,
who's your boss? Who are you reporting to this time? Manoa?
That one, it was Manoa.
Okay.
But that time, we are going on, and guess what? Remember my company collapsed? So I don't have cash.
Ooh, but you work at State House.
I work at State House. And for 2 years, I'm just dying. Remember, my social system has collapsed. My business, my life, my family. And I slip into clinical depression. Clinical depression is that step that you get before you get into fully blown depression. And for me, this is when I came to the decision that I need to find myself, to find God, and to find the things that make me happy. Now, I love
How long was this after entering?
This is during that period, that 2 year period.
Okay.
You know? Because you see, you first of all, I'm faced by my expectations. I thought, man, I'll be working out with briefcases full of money. If I remember that time, I had a Range Rover old school, the old ones.
The Benz went.
And I had the Benz. The Benz had died, so I'd packed it. The Range Rover, because I thought I'd get money very quickly, I'd stripped it to the bone. Well, it stayed that way for 2 years. I didn't have money to fix it. I didn't have a car. I would walk. And that time, the pressure is so much from the social world, from yourself. You know, you walk into a club and everybody thinks you have money. And it happens until now. But you see, right now, I don't care.
That time, they still people's expectations.
Yeah, and people are like, where you tell Uhuru to give you money and do this, do that. I remember once the office I used to have, I hadn't paid it for a while. And the landlord told me, kijana hawezi niambia una pesa. Enda waambie kijana akupatie pesa. Kuja ulipe.
And you've just been told, yeah, don't be a whine baby about your problems.
Don't. And I have God who I have not connected with for a while. So I'm even had to talk to him. I'm like, do you want to kill me? Just kill me then. And I'm starting from zero.
You're divorced at this time.
Yes. And oh my goodness. So that time I met Murale. And we share stories. Oh, he's also going through a divorce. And we say, like, you know what? Let's live together. So we stay together as housemates. And bro, I have never prayed like I have prayed during that time.
Was Burale an influence to you coming back to God?
I was actually an influence to him. I mean, I would pray for 4 hours every morning. So until now, I wake up at 5 to write. And then I started writing a blog. My blog is
teamd2d.com.
No, .wordpress.
Okay.
You can.
It's there. It's the one in the description. You can just click on it. It's the one scrolling on the screen right now.
And I used it as protest letter to God. Because I'd write things that were hurting me. I'd be like, God, if you really love me, if you really claim to love me, how can you let a guy you love go through such shit? I was like, God, you're nothing. You're useless. How can you love your people but also test them at the same way? So I die you and then you'll be happy with what? Man, I fought with God. But the 4 hours I'd spent on the roof of my building walking, because I'd walk around the roof, just crying and praying and in broken space. Because, I know 7 o'clock, I have to go shower, change, wear my suit, start walking pole down towards Kileleshwa, Dennis Street, State House. People were passing me, hey, Big Ted, Bana, hey, are you okay? Hey, Bana, you don't have a moti? Look at this guy, Bana, he's a celeb, he didn't have a car. Like everything. I also realized that the people I used to go out with and spend colossal amounts of money on hanging with just moved on with their life like nothing happened. They just went on. Hey, Zao, are you coming to this place? No, sawa. They went out. They didn't care. Nobody came to look for me. I said, you know what? Life goes on, man.
And is there people's expectations? I mean, people's view of you? Did you get friends who wanted you because of their thoughts of access to tenders?
It happens until now that many people are awed by the fact that this is Big Ted of State House. And they think that because it is me, I will be able to give them access or help them with some stuff. Let me tell you something. Many times when I've owed people, and I owe people money, people already come with the whole impression that this guy has cash from State House. I'm not interested in doing any corrupt deals. I will not do. Let me tell you, God has blessed me to the extent of, I tell guys I might be broke, but I'm not poor. You see, broke is a mindset.
Yeah.
Poor is a lifestyle.
Broke is temporary.
Very temporary. I can get out of broke, but you can't get out of poor.
Rich people are broke.
In fact, I was very shocked. One of the richest guys in Kenya who passed away some time back, the amount of money he has in his bank account.
You saw?
Yeah.
As compared to,
I was like,
even I was very
I thought
shocked.
you should have more.
You should have just 4 billion shillings.
You've hidden some, So, and I go through this whole place of self-discovery. I start writing, and I start writing as a protest note to God. And then people start telling me that, Ted, that thing you wrote yesterday is what I'm going through today.
Did you also, is that when, because one of the things that I reconnected with you without you knowing is you started sending these messages. Until today, you send one every day on WhatsApp.
Well, 5 o'clock in the morning.
At that time, had you started doing it?
I hit 500 people. And WhatsApp, you can't do 500. So it's 100 times.
Yeah.
And it's just a commitment I've made to myself that there is somebody somewhere who just needs to listen or hear this. And you cannot believe it that I've written to everybody who is anyone.
Also,
has
it's not
received
just
it.
Reja guys.
Everybody.
CC. No, I'm not Reja, but
Cabinet secretaries, public secretaries, chairmen, celebs, anybody. Jack Chua, anybody you know, any artist, Etana, anybody, I've written to them that same thing. I sent it. And
part of your daily devotions.
yes, and the most shocking thing is when somebody asks you, how come you stopped sending those things to me? I remember one of my mother big sister figures is C.S. Amina Muhammad. A lady I really respect with my whole heart. And you can't believe that I wrote to her. So what happens is when you reply my text, your name comes to the top.
Yep.
So I was loading the messages because it's 11111, and I sent to her. I said, oh my God, I hope she doesn't get offended. So I deleted. She called back immediately and told me, put back that thing I was reading. You know?
Yeah.
So even the people who I thought would not want to, because everybody wants
Inspiration.
to the next level.
Aspiration. Everyone wants
You
it.
know?
Encouragement.
I also had to change the style of writing because at the beginning it was very sermony. And it was not palatable, easily consumed. So I remember it's actually Robert Alai who called me one day and told me, listen, Ted, you're not a preacher there, Bana. Write something in a human way. And I stopped spiritualism, religiousness, and I became more sober spiritually. Where
Through your storytelling.
yes,
I get it.
and I break it down in a way that it's palatable to those who are deep and those who are not deep. It's not a kesha.
Yep.
So that happened.
Okay, so you're in your depression. Let me, man, thank you for sharing this, by the way. I truly believe it's changing people's mindsets about the country, the system, about this thing that they're trying to chase and get. So, the system is not allowing you guys to get salaries. Your social life is a mess.
Yeah.
Your life as a whole is in clinical depression.
Totally.
You get?
Yeah.
What happens after that?
So I have Burale on this side and I have God. So I'm fighting with God. And I would say to Burale later on in the evening, because even him had just come out of his, and we just talk and just be like, oh, you know, this and this is going on.
By the way, let me just say, I met Burale today. He's going to be on CTA.
Yeah.
I just want to let him know that I wasn't just talking about him.
Yeah. So and I'm just living. I'm surviving on a very thin place. You know, still being called to MC here, there, Kaka 20, Kaka 30 here. You know.
Oh, so that's how you're surviving. Your side gigs.
Tudogo, you know. Because also I can't do too much because I'm on full time on the other side. So finally we get on.
How long after?
2 years.
So for 2 years you don't go with a salon.
For 2 years you're just there. And nobody understands. No one. Totally. Nobody wants to understand or is listening to what I'm saying.
And I know you were told to not go with problems, but this one, Angalau, after 6 months, it's worth taking to the boss and telling him,
Well,
Sijapata salary in.
Well, it doesn't mean that we never petitioned him
Uh-huh.
and that he didn't do anything. But he said, you know, things must be done the right way.
It doesn't matter whether you haven't got it. It has to be done the right way.
After 2 years, one of the most important things in my life is that I'd come out of depression. I was a better man for me. I was a better father to my kids. I was a better friend to the people who stayed. The ones who didn't stay, I don't care. But the ones who stayed, I was a better friend. But also, I had lost value for some things that are very aesthetic around me. Right now, I feel I have no intention to please anybody. Yeah. You either love me or you don't. If you don't, it's okay. It is absolutely, I'm happy. It's okay too.
Experience and age.
Let me tell you, I don't cry over anything. I can lose any. The story is this way, that until you finish your homework, you want to go out to play.
Okay. You're going to go some crazy parables.
You won't.
Until
you learn, you'll never be able to enjoy life.
Okay.
I mean, God's gifts are without tears. God cannot give you a gift which will harm you. It's as simple as that.
But sometimes it takes tears to get the gift.
Many times blessings are born out of pain. Okay? And once you know your purpose, God will put you in places that God has already prepared. I think of it this way. David left home to take food to his brothers, not to fight Goliath. Goliath was not in the plan.
Wasn't.
He found his purpose doing something else.
Powerful.
So some of us wait for, I want to fight Goliath. But no, God has given you some work.
Enda peleka chakula.
In there is when you find Goliath.
Hey, dude, you've dropped gems. Okay, let me.
But I always ask. Have you ever thought what would have happened if that stone missed Goliath? David would have been whipped. He would have been whipped.
But
the Bible will have read differently.
No, but think about it like this.
There's
a lion, the guy. If the son had missed the lion, if this guy already had his practice.
Yeah, like if he had missed, he would have been tandikwa there properly.
That's funny. Let me ask you.
He would have jeweled Malenga is mboga. He would have been shikwa by Goliath and chunwad. He bought his lion skin.
So yeah, okay, so let me ask this. First and foremost, does this 2 years make you this person in terms of your relationship with God?
Yeah, it does. It does.
So this person that I'm seeing now,
it humbles you because it just reminds me that everything is vanity, man. That you can have everything and lose it. Like, what will it benefit the world for you to gain everything and lose your soul? Many times we pray and we say, God, give me this breakthrough. And we wonder how come the blessing is not coming. I actually believe that God has prepared the blessing for everybody. It's ready. Now he's just preparing you for the blessing. If I had gotten rocket start immediately before the 2 years, I would have been in jail right now.
I get it.
Because I was after so much. By now, I'll have been in a very, very different space. So that whole 2 years just slowed me down. It was like emergency brakes. Just break the hell out of me. I had friends from here to the end of the world. I'd be in bar after bar after bar, not really caring what's going on. But let me assure you that right now, if you see me anywhere, I'm there because I want to. I don't care about the people who are there. Right now, I'm living my life. I'm not living for anybody. I have no intention to please anyone. I leave home with slippers. I'll wear shoes. I'll wear a suit. I am my biggest fan. All that, I came to discover that many people offer, as I told you, what they're offering is not value. It's currency. So currency can be spent, but value can't. Currency can be bought, but value can't. You can't pay me for value. I can't say the value CTA has is 2 Gs.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. But I can pay you, but you can't pay
for the value.
For the value.
I fully understand. Okay, so let me ask this. First and foremost, one of the most amazing things happened. You guys, that 2 years was backdated. So it was the work wasn't in vain.
So one day I'm sitting at home and I'm called by the bank manager of my bank. She goes like, hey, Ted, I think this guy is like at the president's salary in your account.
So president's salary is not that much.
What do you mean?
1 point something too.
She goes like, yeah, it wasn't too much. She goes like, hey, Bukam,